grapefruits! Fake! Liar! You liar!
Yes, yes, he is. That is our good buddy, Joe Biden. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is a whacked out Wednesday, starting with the time I got up, well, till the time I just barely made it back to the camera. And look at that. Look at that flat top there. It fits right at the top of the screen. Joining Joe Biden in the realm of brainless, brain-dead, zombified, lying sacks of caca is our good buddy, leader of the Republicans in the Senate, Mitch McConnell. Folks, let's talk about it here on the Prepared Mind channel. I'm going to do my 30 minutes, my monologue, followed by your pow questions down below. Now, this is important to understand. If you want to be a premium member, join us on the preparedmind.club or Subscribestar, $2. You don't have to be live every day. You can still watch the video when you get home from work, when you got more time. YouTube doesn't get it till the next day. That is the benefit of being here, in addition to supporting all of our best habits. And I got a really good call today from one of the Prepared Mind crowd, one of the network, one of you. And he said, I've got 2 people woke up today. 2 people. He got to take the red pill. He gave them some information, and they exploded. They couldn't believe it because they weren't paying attention, and now they are. Well, folks, some people were paying attention because, well, shit went wacky today. In Washington, D.C., Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell stepped up to the microphone, had some stuff to say, as if anyone gives a shit what this asshole has to say, because he's a sellout. Anyways, he stopped speaking. He looked like a mannequin, frozen in space, frozen in time. And I watched this video of him. He just stopped cold. Old Turtles McConnell. For a good 15, 20 seconds before someone walked up to him to touch him. He looked like, folks, his batteries ran out. It was either a stroke or a seizure. Either way, he's toast, folks. This rhino demo bot failed in front of the world. I wonder if the mainstream media is going to cover it. I wonder if they're going to make that a really important news headline so you don't hear about Hunter Biden today. Hunter Biden, folks, went to court, was going to plead guilty. Turned out he didn't want to do that, had his plea crushed, and pled not guilty. He's going to trial, folks. He's going to go to trial unless he manages to plea his way out. And the plea offer that's coming now, interestingly enough, and no, I haven't drank the juice, folks. I have not drank the Kool-Aid of ridiculous trust the plan, where we go 1 week, we're all bullshit. Don't believe it, man. Don't believe it for a second. But maybe the powers that be, decided it's time to just let the Bidens go. Between Joe Biden getting lost in his own bedroom closet, or anywhere he stands, he's lost, right? And Hunter Biden continuing to drag the Democrat Party down, and drag the country down, and drag all of the media attention on him, focusing on these deep state scumbags. And everyone's now going, well, who else is in on this? At least that's what I'm thinking. Who else is in on it with the Bidens? In the Ukraine, Who's shaking down the Chinese? Mitch McConnell. Who's shaking them down for money? Well, they're checking out, folks. Could it be that old Turtles McConnell put on an act? He just stood there and froze? Well, I wonder, folks, because they know, right, that we, the people, are waking up and wanting to see some justice. What a wacky Wednesday. Yeah, so Hunter is now pled not guilty. He's going to go to trial. He's not going to get the plea deal he wanted. He's going to be open to further prosecution for his other crimes in the future. It's looking quite interesting. Cue the headline scroll across the screen. Right? Hunter Biden. Right? Joe Biden. McConnell. McConnell's just going to claim he's tarted out and he's going to disappear with all his money. And yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. There's just so much going on, folks. And it is a whacked out Wednesday. Right? We talked about with the Obama chef. Chef, boy, did I have too many meatballs on my chin. That's his name. Come on, man. You got to love that. Chef, boy. Anyways, we've had conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory tossed around. And now, folks, in Congress, there is a UFO whistleblower out there. They can't let us focus on the facts and what's going on. They need to distract us with the UFO whistleblower. Air Force Major David Grush decided to come out and testify before the House Oversight and Accountability Subcommittee hearing on unidentified flying objects. So my recommendation is that everyone go, what? Huh? Give yourself a pat on the face. We're in that room now. Talk about conspiracy theories. We're in that room now. Go watch E.T. Go watch Independence Day, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, The Day the Earth Stood Still. Try this one, Mars Attacks. And, of course, The War of the Worlds. And then get back to me in this thought on aliens. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Grush is also a former intelligence official. And he was tasked with investigating UFOs or UAPs. A UAP is kind of like a UFO, except they use different letters. Identified aerial phenomena. Why don't they just say UFO? We all know what the fuck they're talking about. Anyways, he told congressional members in the Oversight and Accountability Subcommittee hearing on UFOs, he told committee members that the U.S. government has non-human biological beings who were recovered from crashed UFOs. So if aliens are real, show us the fucking pictures. Don't just tell us about us. Corpus delicti, mofos. Nunc pro tunc, stop hiding the evidence. Corpus de facto pronto. That's got a lot of my El Slango Latin in there. I mean, come on, government. Really? Folks, this is in the United States Congress. And we are discussing this just like it's another day on SHTF World. So now, God's creation includes alien bodies that have traveled here from where? They travel with this technology, folks, that requires the energy of an entire sun to develop and create a wormhole so they can travel from one side of the universe to our side of the universe, or even a mild distance of the universe to our side, right? It's crazy. They get all the way here to Earth and then they crash. Did they not think to put brakes or landing gear on their UFO ships? Or do they have Democrats for engineers on planet Gooberdoo? I mean, seriously. Or perhaps the aliens are a lot closer than they say they are. Perhaps their origin is across a very dark and very cold area, but no more than 10,000 miles, 20,000 miles away, a hop, skip, and a jump in a straight, flat line from us. And that explains how they got here. But suck at actual, I don't know, design and building of spaceships and the craftsmanship required for a jump into this spheroid that we have. Folks, the government hides the truth from us, right? Maybe the aliens know the real structure and shape of the universe, and we here on Earth are treated like kindergartners. We're treated like imprisoned animals in a state of mental dereliction enforced by the masters of the planet. Popcorn at the ready in the Prepared Mind bunker, as well as food, water, shelter, clothing, etc., etc. What do you want to talk about? What's your theory on this? What's your theory on Mitch McConnell, or at least his robot failing and needing to be rebooted? I'm pretty sure that a boot in his ass might help. Wow. Good golly. Holy shit. What a world. I mean, Mitch McConnell, he almost looked possessed. In fact, that crazy broad from the Virgin Islands who thinks she's in Congress, even though she's there, she doesn't get to vote. She gets to run her soup cooler. One of her people there who was sitting behind her, one of her aides, looked like she drank a gallon of Kool-Aid, Jim Jones style, and was just staring like a drugged out, possessed, well, I don't know, possessed, by who? Well, I don't know. Who's possessing these people in Washington, D.C.?
Could it be Satan?
Yes, it could be. Oh, man. Folks. Jeffrey Epstein, another person who is or was likely possessed. One of his associates named Leon Black as a federal lawsuit against him. Folks, these elite people are evil. Evil. Biden, Obama, Hillary, Bill, Eric Holder. Name a Christopher Wray of the FBI. Name him Peter Strzok of the FBI. Name him Mr. Mayorkas, Department of Homeland Security. Lying, evil bastards, folks. Anyways, Leon Black. The lawsuit says that he's accused of, well, severe abuse. What kind of abuse? And rape of not just a teenager, an underaged person, but an autistic teenager. Folks, if there's ever a sign that shit has hit the fan, is that these people are out there and they're doing and committing such heinous crimes, and it's all being exposed. Once again, it's coming out, it's being exposed. And last time they were able to cover it up, Comet Ping Pong, they're not kidnapping children and taking them down there to Epstein's Little St. James Island. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they're just fine down there. Everything's fine. Never mind all the lawsuits from young women suing these people. And then this came up today on this wacky-ass Wednesday. The Sound of Freedom, that movie that's out there about child sex trafficking. It was aired, folks, in Washington, D.C. by none other than, surprise, Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy. Can you believe that? He put it on. And several Republicans actually went and saw it. Okay, Kevin, you're waking up, huh, buddy? You know what's going on now. Impeach the child sniffer in chief. Seriously. Anytime I mention Kevin McCarthy, impeach, folks. Write, call, text, phone, fax, smoke signals, carrier pigeon, tie a note on an arrow, shoot it in the air. Hopefully it lands in Washington and someone reads it. Impeach the son of a bitch. Kevin McCarthy still will not impeach him despite all the evidence. Keep writing, keep calling, keep fighting. Ha! All right. We're going, folks. We're still going. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, get this. This was incredible. You want to talk about wacky? Okay. When you think of JFK, you think of the Camelot, the Democrat high period, and they just loved it. Kennedy and the president, and then his brother Robert Kennedy was the attorney general, and then John F. Kennedy got shot in the head, and then Robert Kennedy got assassinated by Sirhan Sirhan. So when you think of the Kennedys, you think of Democrats, and of course there's always Senator Teddy Kennedy, Senator 1.5% blood alcohol level Kennedy, that guy. Chappaquiddick Kennedy, drive your car into the water, kill, was it Nancy J. Kopecky? Hey, oh man, was that the right name? Is it Nancy J. You don't know. Anyway, some chick that Kennedy was banging, he crashed his car when he was drunk in the water. She drowned. And Goldpeppy, someone help me out. Throw me a fucking lifeline. Anyways, Kennedys, Democrats. And then you think about the really smart talk show hosts that have been out there, like Sean Hannity, had a chance to be a great conservative speaker. Instead, he's become a great sellout on Fox News. Folks, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the heir of the Kennedy name and reputation, he went Mary Jo Kopechne. Okay, I knew I was close. What did I say? Well, I don't even know what I called her. Mary Jo Culpepper. Dead. Right. She didn't reach room temperature. She reached ocean temperature thanks to Teddy Kennedy. Anyways, Robert Kennedy Jr., RFK Jr., schooled, took to the woodshed Sean Hannity on the U.S. interfering with Russia and Ukraine and the war over there. I found it interesting. I mean, I'm not in love with RFK Jr. I know he's doing a lot of good things in the realm of pointing out that the Jim Jones juice is a bad thing, but beyond that, he's just another Democrat. I don't know what his purpose and his point is in all of this, but he's continuing to make waves and draw attention. And he's showing us just how shitty Fox News is, folks. Shitty. In fact, I realized that years and years and years and years and years ago when Hannity sat at his little microphone desk outside and people in the background started shouting because he was outside in New York, started shouting about Building 7 on 9/11. And he flipped them off and talked a bunch of smack and shit about them. They don't do outdoor shows that often anymore because the crowds tend to heckle them with facts and truth from both sides of the aisle, wanting the news to be honest, and they can't. They won't. It is all a giant stinking sham. Kind of like, and allow me to continue on this whacked out frickin' Wednesday, kind of like Joe Biden and Afghanistan. Now, we know, folks, about the servicemen and women that died at the bombing at the gate of the airport, at Kabul airport. Still really upsets me. You would think that the government would pay for them to be returned to America and buried with honors. Well, the family of one of the Marines had to do a fundraiser to get $60,000 to move their Marine daughter, her remains, to Arlington Cemetery. No, folks, the federal government did not pay for it. In order to have your honor, you have to pay for it. You have to give your life, or at least put yourself in harm's way to have any. You have to pay for everything. There's nothing from this government, folks. unless you're from another fucking country, and then they're going to give you money and operations and welfare and bus rides and plane tickets and hotel rooms. Need I go on? What planet are we on? Scotty, beam me up. And no, not into an alien ship, because I'm sure it'll crash within 10 minutes. Yeah. Now, I'm going to go back and jump all over McCarthy one more time. The scrawny, not brawny, Mr. Clean. That's right, Mr. Mayorkas, head of the Department of Homeland Security. He came out and again lied. And I don't know why this son of a bitch is in office. Folks, this is why we have SHTF. Because politicians, especially Democrats, and most of the slimy-ass rhino Republicans too, they are sellouts and liars. They can literally stand in front of the camera, in front of God and the world, and just lie to everybody. And they're good with it. He says that the Biden regime, the Biden cartel is what they are, is working to secure the border. Folks, the number they've estimated now is 7 million illegal aliens have invaded our country since Biden took office. And he says they're working to secure the border. No, we had evidence. They have a bridge built that they opened up. We've had Border Patrol and other federal officers stopping people from trying to secure the border. They're suing people and prosecuting people for trying to build a wall. They're locking people up for protecting themselves on their property as illegals come across and commit crimes. And the stinking Republicans, led by the stinking POS Speaker McCarthy, they won't impeach Mayorkas, and they won't impeach Biden. 7 million people invaded this country. That's way more people, folks, than are in the military. That's way more than are in the United States military. All the branches, you add them up, it's not 7 million. It's not even close. Not even close, folks. Not even close. Now, there is a good way to deal with these illegals. One of the ways is to take away the incentive for them to be here. So, Representative Matt Gaetz, he's one of those Republicans that actually does stuff. Not as much as I want him to, but he does some stuff. He's not my congressman, but at least he does some stuff. He has a bill that can pass the House, but once again, it's bullshit. It won't pass the Senate, and it certainly wouldn't get past Biden. So I don't know why you even fucking bother. But this is what he has, an idea. We need to get control of the White House and the Senate and Congress and turn this fucking ship around before it crashes into yet another iceberg. I'm not going to say before it crashes into an iceberg, because I look out there and I'm like, holy crap, we've run into 6, 7, 8 icebergs already. We're in trouble, folks. But he says, hey, this whole anchor baby thing sucks. So he is looking to pass a law that would terminate American citizenship just because you're born here. If your parents are illegal aliens and you're born in this country, you are here illegally. Right? Well, that's illegally in the tummy. That's right. Your parent, that's the problem. You don't get the rights as an American. Now, I have not even applied ancient common law thought and theory to this. But we got to do something to stop these people. Take away their incentive to be here. Hey, illegals, you can't come up here, have a kid, and stay. You're going to get your ass kicked back out. You explain that to the country you came from. Wow. I tell you. We're getting close to the end of my 30 minutes, and we're going to have 30 minutes of your questions, comments, thoughts, predictions, theories. Get your questions in now. Do it now, folks, before Jolene slams the door on your fingers. No, she won't do that. Neither will Uman. Get your questions in now. We've got a lot to talk about. If you don't want to talk, hell, I'll just go pour myself a real tall drink and go get some rest. If you want to talk, get your questions in down below. Now, before we get to that, folks, this whole trans athlete thing is coming to a head. It's coming to a head. I mean, wasn't there like a bicycle organization, a bicycling organization that said, hey, no, there's no, if you can't have a penis or had a penis and be in the women's cycling. Or was that marathon? I can't remember. But get this, the World Aquatics Association has announced there is now a category for the trannies. It's called the open category. I don't know if isn't there a better name for these? Right? All I know is now it's a freak show, folks. Sports is going to be a freak show, or freaks versus fruits. You know, take your pick. Take your pick. World Aquatics has an open category. So you have women's sports, men's sports, you know, and now we have fruitcake sports, right? These ding dongs. I mean, are they gonna out victim each other? I think it's funny as hell. Right now, a woman who thinks she's a man, I guess she can still compete as a woman and just say, hey, look, you know, check out the stuff, right? You got no twigs and berries. So, you know, but a guy can't say he's a girl. So he gets to compete in the open category. I think they ought to continue with this idea. I think there needs to be a transgender boxing association. I think there needs to be a transgender karate association. I think there needs to be a transgender, cliff diving into a empty pool competition. Let's see, what else have we got? Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. Just put these people out there and just let them deal with themselves. Now, another look at this that I think is really important is last week. Yeah, it was last week. The Soccer Association, I think it's the World Soccer Association, FIFA, 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 was begging people to buy tickets to watch women's soccer. Just begging, please, someone do it, right? Someone throw some, because the soccer girls years ago were saying, we deserve to be paid the same as the men. This is entertainment. If you're not entertaining, then why would I want to watch? I would rather pay money to watch, I don't know, drag queens pugil stick over a pit full of hungry crocodiles against one another. I'd pay money for that. Hey, how about that? Ooh, man, get on the horn. Contact that full the sports, the rowdy sports guys. Get a hold of them. Tell them we need that. I'd pay for that, but I'm not going to pay to watch women's soccer. Too boring. Women's basketball, I don't think so. But yeah, fruitcakes fighting each other on a log with pugil sticks over a pit of hungry crocodiles. Give me some of that. They go out there with their rainbow wigs and their fake eyelashes and doing a weenie tuck and get knocked in and see how that works out. Anyways, you know, it's crazy. It truly is. Okay, now look, I've got a ton of shit I want to talk about. I really do. It's Wacky Wednesday. So I'm going to do a couple of things with you guys. And I may have to just jump back in because I've got a lot more stuff. Important stuff, wacky stuff, crazy stuff. Get your questions in. See if you can keep me busy enough and keep me distracted, right? Because I'm going to get sucked right back into all these stories I have right here in front of me. Let's do it. Let's get in to Ask John Live at the Inner Circle. Well, hey, those transition pieces that Mr. T did are great. They also give me an opportunity to get a couple of drinks. It takes a lot of juice to talk for an hour after working, well, through the early morning, all day through the fucking heat and into the night. Man, speaking of heat, man, isn't this the hottest day ever? Oh man, 122,000 years. It's never been hotter. Yeah, I remember. That was just yesterday. I haven't forgot that fucking number. Okay, Jolene, you're in the house. Man's in the house. And oh shit. Here we go. Here we go. Man says all the alien community is screaming, quote, he confirmed it without saying it. Who confirmed it, man? Who confirmed it without saying it? Who? Literally, who said? I mean, you're talking about this major guy? Who are we talking about? Who said it? Oh, you're okay. Head shaking. Yeah, he did say it. He said they got fucking, if they've got bodies that came out of a crashed spaceship, that's confirming it, and he said it. But the alien community is saying he confirmed it without saying it.
I believe he was saying that he knows of people that saw these things. The stuff that I saw, he was all saying, oh, somebody told me that they were killing people, so I told them to go to the authorities. So,
who's killing people?
Aliens.
But I thought they had aliens that crashed and they recovered the bodies like they were dead.
Like yeah, that too. But I don't think he saw them. He just knows about it.
Well, me too. I know like 30 people that are friends with E.T.
I know 30 people that are friends with friends of the guy whose babysitter's dad saw it.
I'm one of the people that has seen Elvis. Yeah. I saw Elvis back in 2002 or 3.
I saw Elvis. I saw 5 Elvises in one room one time.
Elvis is cloned?
Totally cloned. There was the fat Elvis, the Las Vegas Elvis, the glittery cape Elvis.
I met a 6'2" woman who is an Elvis impersonator who owns and runs the Silver Queen Hotel in Virginia City, Nevada. Top that. 6'2". She could be a tranny for all I fucking know.
Oh, it's funny. One of my wife's
that's true
friends,
story.
One of my wife's friend's brothers was an Elvis impersonator, and he always joked around about how, oh yeah, we all know each other and stuff. So one day, I'm in the middle of Indiana somewhere. Some guy pulls up at the gas station, gets out in his Elvis outfit, Elvis impersonator. I asked him if he knew the guy, and he goes, oh yeah, I know him.
What?
How did we get onto this?
How did we get in that room? I don't know. Shit has hit the fan, and we're talking about aliens and Elvis. That's how fucked up things are.
Yeah,
Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and an Elvis costume. Let's go. Bug out now. Run. In fact,
you gotta get your outer space bag ready now.
Yeah, space bug out bag.
Yep, that'll be the next thing.
I tell you, was it you that sent the article on the 3 people that were found mummified in Colorado?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 3 people mummified in Colorado. They decided they were going to go live off the grid or off the land or something. Found mummified. 2 women and one of them had a son.
Something like that. I didn't have time to read the whole article, but it was something about they were going to go camping and, for the summer or whatever, live off grid. I don't know if it was for the summer or for a year, but something happened.
Colorado will kill you.
Something happened and they didn't make it. And they said that they found no vehicle and no weapons. But it didn't sound like they were eaten by a grizzly bear or something like that. It sounds to me like they froze to death.
They sound like a bunch of fucking granola eating, dried fruit dingbats who probably used an Uber to get dropped off at the campsite. And they probably had a backpack full of granola and rice, thinking they were going to live the whole summer in the mountains.
Yeah, there was something about they had groceries. I don't know if they were trying to establish themselves out there or whatever. It was very weird.
Let that be a lesson to you, folks. Once you step outside your door and try sleeping out there, it's a dangerous fucking planet.
Yep, you can't just decide one day you're going to be a homesteader and go move out into the middle of Colorado somewhere and live like Grizzly Adams all of a sudden, you know? I mean...
Speaking of grizzlies, just the other day, some lady, I think she got mauled by a fucking grizzly and took a chunk out of her.
Was it like one of those buffalo tossing incidents where it was like, oh, look at the cute little bear. I'm going to go get a picture with him.
I don't know. All I know is better be prepared because people are losing their minds. It's getting stupider and stupider, and it's just unbelievable. Listen to this one, man.
Okay.
There are academic. You know what an academic is, right? Someone who thinks they're brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Some highly educated moron.
A fucking egghead from college, right? So one of these egg-headed fucksticks, or a bunch of them have gotten together, left-wing eggheads, and they sent a letter, and I love how they call this an open letter. What's the difference between a closed letter and an open letter? I think it's creative license by people writing.
I think open letter is to anybody, and a closed letter would be to a specific person or organization.
They sent it to Joe Biden, but it's an open letter. That's what gets me with these fucking people. Does that mean everyone can sign it because it's open to sign? Well, what if I want to make a few changes and modifications? I have to get my own fucking letter? Anyways, they sent a letter to Joe Biden telling him to ignore Supreme Court rulings that Democrats don't like. If you're a lefty, you just fucking ignore the Supreme Court, do whatever you want. This is a divide and conquer invitation to destroy the branches of government. Fuck it. I mean, now if the Supreme Court says this is what you got to do, then the Attorney General and the Department of Justice have to enforce that ruling, even though they work for Joe Biden, right? Because he's the head of the executive branch. So basically, this is mutiny by the executive branch. That's a fucking insurrection.
Yep. Sorry, I keep getting a phone call here, so.
Okay, well, I'll let you go, man.
No. My only comment is that letter is completely useless because they're already ignoring it anyway, right?
Heart attack. Yeah. They're already fucking ignoring it. But this is where we're at. The current president and his Department of Justice, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, the Border Patrol, they don't give a fuck about the border. They arrest the president. They're pressing charges on anyone that disagrees with them in any important case. Fuck it. They're ignoring the Supreme Court. They're threatening us, telling us what we have to take for medication and that you have to buy, insurance. This Obamacare still pisses me off. Never mind freedom and liberty. This is America. Right. Anyways, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Where do we go from here, right?
Oh, don't ask. Just when you think you ask questions like, how much worse can it get? And they take it as a challenge.
It's gonna get a lot worse. But yeah, seriously, let's just ignore the Supreme Court, ignore precedent, ignore the way the whole system works. That screams just mayhem. Mayhem's coming, man. Can it get a lot worse? I think so, man. I really do.
Yep. Everybody better toughen up.
People better toughen up, and they better get prepped up. You better get everything. You better get up and catch up. Really, I mean, I don't know if you want to sit on here and continue with me all the way through this, man.
No, I'm good.
I'd like to know how they figured this one out. In the United Kingdom, in England, the cocaine supply networks are being dominated by Albanian gangs. What do? Do they go around to the street corner dealers of cocaine and ask them who their supply is? And they take a poll?
Must be some kind of a police statistics or something.
Well, if they knew who the fuck they are, go arrest them, right? I watched the movie Taken. with Liam Neeson. It's the Albanians. You just go down there and you take 2 electric spikes and you jab them in them, and then they start talking. That's how that works.
It's like the problem here in Chicago when Eddie Johnson, the old police chief, said that 90% of the crime is committed by about 5,000 people. So why don't you go get those 5,000 people, round them up, lock them up, and eliminate 90% of the crime?
Hell, the other 10% might see that the 90% got caught and think it's time to give up this and go get a decent job at, Lowe's.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean it's the same thing there. If they're not getting prosecuted for their crimes like they're not getting prosecuted for their crimes here, why should they stop?
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. I think they should give up a life of crime and go to work at a store like Lowe's. Well, I got it here. I got the nexus, right? A couple of days ago, this old woman who was working for Lowe's got fired. And in fact, at the Lowe's or Home Depots, these places I go, it's probably 3/4 or more of the staff are people our age and older, right? Either working at the checkout register or, stocking whatever it is they're putting on the aisles. Anyways, this old lady, she got fired. Are you aware of this?
I don't think I heard the story.
She got punched in the face by a bunch of young punks because they were stealing shit and she was trying to stop them.
So she got fired for trying to stop them.
Getting punched in the face. So
that's a violation of company policy, and you are endangering yourself and other employees by doing that.
By trying to stop crime. Crime's encouraged, crime's permitted, crime is it's a permissive policy. Anyways, Lowe's rehired her because there was so much public backlash over their fucking policy. Stupid, woke, and socially broke. This is where we're heading. And I laugh a lot because I like to laugh. But it is so fucking fucked up now. I carry my piece every day, everywhere I go. My everyday carry, my 45 ACP. I carry a lot of ammunition. It weighs a lot, but I keep thinking if I'm going to shoot once, I may need to shoot a whole lot more these days.
Chances are it's not going to be just once.
Right. It could be a gang of morons.
It's going to be very odd that somebody comes up on you and tries to, rob you or whatever one-on-one. You're too big of a guy.
Right.
So I mean, it's going to be a mob situation most likely, or a gang situation.
Right. And I'm not gonna go into that good night. Yeah. I love it. I keep getting these offers from Dun and Bradstreet, because my number is so good for the business that I haven't been operating for years, that they want to loan me $500,000. So I'll tell you what, man, you loan me $500,000 and
yeah,
I'll give you 10%. They're only going to charge me 8%. I'm not buying. Anyways. It's just the phone number popped up and I know what it is.
Yeah, we had a little discussion about all this in the office this afternoon with the fake phone calls and all the scam calls and how realistic a lot of these voices are starting to sound with this whole AI thing. And, I told everybody, I said, I don't answer calls if it's not in my directory. If it doesn't come up as a contact, they got it now where they'll give you a name and a location. All of a sudden, all the caller IDs I'm getting are all coming from Florida because that's where I was last week.
Okay.
And so I don't even answer them. If it's important, they'll leave me a message and I'll call them right back.
There you go. Yeah. If it's important enough to call me, it's important enough for a message. Someone sent me a text. It was a bank somewhere. I said, good. I would like a unsecured loan for $750,000 with a 10-year payback, 8% annual percentage rate. Can you hook me up? The answer was nada.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to be on your toes a little bit.
Yeah.
Just on your toes. All right, let's. Well, this is the John and Newman comedy hour.
It seems to have gone off of that rail.
Yeah, there we are. This is what happened when I was down at Fort Myers with Newman. We just started drinking and talking and bullshitting. Anyways, that was a good time, man.
Oh yeah, those conversations were all over the road too.
All over the fucking map, and that's how I like it. All right, let's do this. Jolene, let's have some more questions. I know it's BMW 9mm. He says Mitch McConnell froze in place during his press conference and had to be taken to the hospital. Kind of looked like he might have had a stroke. Oh, it was either a stroke or a seizure. Now it wasn't like a grand what do they call that? Grand mal.
Grand mal.
Where he started shaking all over. I really think he's faking it. I think remember he had that fall a few weeks ago or months ago? He fell and he was in the hospital for 3 or 4 days. I mean, he's a fucking fossil, so he very well may be falling apart in front of us, but I think he's going to try and check out and avoid the trouble. I don't know, man. I just have a funny feeling this whole Chinese thing is going to get a lot more exposure. I read something about China today. Oh, it was Project Veritas. Supposedly is releasing lots of documentation on plans from China to destroy our country.
You know, is that anything new? I mean, we've seen and heard about that for many years.
I know. Well, it's just I don't know. The world is really becoming a strange, polarized place. We have nations fighting for dominance and control. We have the leaders of nations pulling bullshit. And then we have massive, powerful corporations, banking structures, and unnamed powerful individuals like, Bill Gates types that want to throw their fucking money around and try and buy influence and control. Start wars like George fucking Soros did everything he could to start a civil war in America back in 2020.
You see, I got a problem with both sides of it, even with, places like, organizations like Project Veritas, even when James O'Keefe was there, they're all overselling the headlines to get everybody to go, yeah, rah, rah, here's for my team. But there's never anything to back it up. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And every time it comes out, everybody starts going, oh, it's really happening this time. I mean, how many years do we have to say it's really happening this time before we realize it's a bunch of bullshit? Yeah. I would have been fossilized right along with those folks in Colorado if I was holding my breath since I started hearing that.
Nice callback, man. Nice callback on that. Yeah. I'm just. And then the story came out this morning also that the CIA is increasing its spy network inside China. Why the fuck would they say that? And how do they know that?
Just go ahead and announce that. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's going to teach those Chinese people.
And people believe this garbage. I don't believe the garbage from either side. All news media is full of shit. They all get us to start talking about, oh, the Hunter Biden thing. Oh, now they revoked his bail or his plea deal or whatever. They got us all dancing around like a bunch of puppets, chasing the latest shiny object over there, And then next week, everybody will forget about it. No, where's all the news about Putin and nuclear war and all this other stuff that everybody was freaking out a few weeks ago? None of it means anything.
Right. Well, but on the personal level, we are being destroyed. For example, the president of Thomas Jefferson University has basically resigned. You want to know why? Do you know why?
What, did it get too woke for his wokeness?
No, he liked, which means thumbs up stuff, tweets.
Okay.
That's what you get for thumbing up tweets.
Yeah. Anybody tries telling me anything, I'm a this, I'm a that, or whatever, I say, go pound sand. You don't know shit. And I don't care what you think, and you're not going to shame me into anything, and you're not going to make me feel guilty about anything, because I'm none of the things you're saying that I am. You don't even know me, so piss off.
Right. This guy's in a high profile position, the public and students and idiots and teachers, and he wants so yeah, they shamed him out and chased him out. It's happening. In fact, Chase Bank has joined this, and this is pretty bad. Do you know who Dr. Mercola is?
Is this all the debanking stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know who Dr. Mercola is?
Not specifically.
He's been around forever. Like over 10 years ago, I was reading Dr. Mercola headlines. Like he sells vitamins and treatments, and he's Dr. Mercola, and he'll help you get over the common cold or remove a wart off your butt. He's got an internet blog. Well, he didn't like obviously the Jim Jones juice, and he didn't really believe in the whole cerveza bug bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
He's just another doctor who had an alternative opinion and a blog, his own website. In fact, he was very influential. I knew people that was go, hey, read that Dr. Mercola article, right? Anyways, Chase Bank has shut down the bank accounts not only of the Mercola marketplace, but also the employees of him. So now it's not just what you say, it's who you say it with. So, man, if you have your bank account closed, I'm going to guess it's because of your association with Jolene.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's here right now. On the personal level, this whole world thing, they're going to go after Putin and, Kim Jong-un. Thank you, Jolene. And I don't think you're a bad person at all, Jolene.
At least you'll never say that to her face.
Nah. Yeah, she puts up with us. So
we love Jolene. Jolene is awesome.
Yes, I do love Jolene. She's awesome. Remember when she first contacted me, I was like, I put my Jedi Force out there. I was like, she's not a screwball stalker. And she hasn't been. She's not. She's actually an incredible good person. Anyways, yeah, they're whether or not the CIA is trying to get into China doesn't matter. I'm sure they always have. But it's what we're dealing with on the personal level between these fruitcakes in the schools going after our kids, or the banks fucking with us, or Lowe's firing you and for getting punched in the face. It seems like the shit is affecting us the most. People's 401ks being trashed. But don't worry, Hunter Biden's still getting $250,000 per art masterpiece. Right? He's back.
Yeah.
The artist is back.
Yeah, I heard he sold some more
Ross
pieces.
Is spinning in his grave. I had to, you
have to work in a Bob Ross reference whenever possible.
Love the Bob Ross thing. In fact, there's a movie, kind of a spoof on Bob Ross with that knucklehead blonde dude. I can't remember his name. It's a Bob Ross movie.
Vince Vaughn?
No, not him. The guy whose nose looks like a penis. I can't remember his name. He's a funny. Owen Wilson. Owen
Wilson. Wasn't he
Owen
vacation?
Wilson did a movie where he's wearing a white man's afro doing artwork. And it's some kind of joke movie. I can't watch it. I don't have time for that shit. I just saw an ad for it and thought, what the fuck?
I was going to say Owen Wilson. Isn't he the Cajun chef? That's Justin Wilson.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're in that room.
We're in that different old time TV character guys on PBS.
This is what happens when I click the done button and we have time to talk. Anyways, Jolene, I think we've got another question. I know we got a bunch. Let's do another one. It's Garbage Benny. He says, all of the activism seems to change nothing. The anti-discrimination legislation in Australia, because Garbage Benny is an Aussie from down under, eh? Anyways, this garbage anti-discrimination legislation in Australia is actually making the issue of bullying worse. The government legislation is reducing productivity. Companies are burdened by excessive regulation, compliance. People spend half their training learning legislation that companies only endorse to reduce their liability. True. I had someone try and explain to me the other day that you can be sued in California if you refuse to comply with and call an employee by their preferred pronouns. Because this person that I know owns a corporation in California. And I said, wow, fuck that. Yeah, so they've got to do training, more training. They got to have insurance for all this shit, right? You got to have lawsuit insurance because it's so hard to comply with everything. And as far as these people and their fucking pronouns, give me a break. I don't have to call anyone by any fucking thing they want.
Isn't jackass and fuckface gender neutral?
Yes, they are. Last time I checked, you can call people names and whatever you want, unless your name is Sassy Trucker. I got up in the middle of the night, I think 2 nights ago, and you know when you're up in the middle of the night, what do? You read stories in the news. Sassy Trucker is a Texas influencer. I asked a friend of mine today, am I an influencer? And they're like, I don't know.
A bad influencer.
Sassy Trucker is in the United Arab Emirates. Yeah, I think she's in the United Arab Emirates. She's not in Saudi Arabia. Anyways, she's one of those Middle East countries where they have a lot of oil and no brains and IQ. Anyways, apparently she can't leave the country because she's claiming that she yelled at someone. Apparently she had her car and she's there on just traveling and something. She had her car and the mechanic or something told her something and she yelled at him. But they say no, she's not being allowed to leave the country, not for that, but because of defamation and insulting someone. So in other countries, if you insult somebody, you can be held liable for slander in criminal court. So here in America, I love our freedom of speech. The president can go eat a bag of dicks as far as I'm concerned, because he's just, from the people he's killed literally in Afghanistan and around the world with his stupid policies, all the Ukrainians that are dying. I don't have any love or hate for Ukrainian people any more than any other people, Oliver. But for fuck's sake, they're throwing him in a meat grinder in front of Russia. They're just chewing them up and spitting them out. Yeah, Russians are getting killed too, but the fucking Ukes are getting destroyed. Am I allowed to say Ukes, or is that a pejorative term?
I don't care. Use it whichever way you want.
Someone said something about WOPs. They said, WOPs? Are you talking about Italians? And he goes, what are you talking about, WOPs? I go, it means without papers. It's an old term for immigrants coming from Italy from over 100 years ago, and they didn't have papers, so they were called WOPs. And you know, of course, it became.
I thought WOPs were white Anglo-Saxon.
No, that's WASPs. White Anglo-Saxon Protestants. That's WASPs.
Okay, yeah. So WOP, I didn't know it was without papers. I never heard that.
Yeah,
interesting.
There you go. There you have it. And now we're in that room. No one say the N-word because we don't want to say that because we know what it means.
We all called each other as nicknames from our ethnicities. You know, I mean, everybody called me the Kraut, and we had our ethnic nicknames for each one of our buddies, and nobody gave a crap.
Right, right. Okay, Jolene, put that back up. WAP. WAP or WAP means something else entirely now. I can't even remember what it was I was told. I was just like, yeah. I can't even keep up.
I can think of a few. I hope it doesn't mean what I'm thinking it might mean.
White ass Protestant?
No.
Okay, we won't. This show went to shit. Just leave me up, Scotty.
Don't we have a thing? Don't we have to run?
I need to put together my aquatic adventures with John video. I've got all my footage from last weekend, and I need to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a couple hours and step away from the aliens and the illegal aliens. Notice how the ones from outer space aren't called illegal aliens. They're just regular aliens, as if they're not illegal. Flying your spaceship around, who's that registered to?
They're illegal too, as far as I'm concerned, right?
Do they have the proper fucking insurance? When are you all going to have another round table? Hey, Heidi. Hey, it's Heidi.
I know we keep saying we're going to do it like once a month, and it doesn't happen. It's tough to get everybody's schedules aligned.
I just tried putting the prepared mother Jolene in our thing, but she's audio only. What? Who do we want in the round table? Kaz?
Well, you guys will have to give us some suggestions tomorrow as to what kind of round table you'd like to see.
I mean, who else would we want to have here?
Well, we can figure that out tomorrow.
Okay,
we're already over the hour here today, so
it's too complicated a thought. Yeah,
maybe we got to make it more impromptu and just, you know, when the urge hits, if somebody wants to jump in and has something to say, we just do it.
You know, I mean, yeah, I don't know anymore. I'm cooked. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. This Wednesday is whacked out. I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna watch some pay-per-view. Apparently, the fruitcakes are beating each other up with pugil sticks, and they're gonna, you know, over an alligator. I thought that was a great idea, by the way. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go, man. Everyone else, I want to thank everyone for their contributions at Aquatic Adventures with John. Also, it's helped fund. We actually have a GoPro camera now, man. Thanks to some donations. GoPro camera for the outdoor adventures, and that's really cool. I'm glad some people are excited about it. So I am as well. If I'm going to go out there and get my ass kicked every weekend, I may as well make some videos about it, right? And all Jolene right. Just left the house. She
left before we figured out how to put her on camera.
She left. She's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to go make some dinner."
Oh, I wish she would come on camera with us more often, man. She's great. She's got a sense of humor as bad as ours.
No, worse. Anyways, yeah, she's a introvert though. All right, man.
She's all right. Have a good night, everybody. I'll pop myself off here.
All right, man.
Wait a minute. That didn't sound
right. Yeah, no, don't do that. Step away from the edge. Folks, chance favors the prepared mind is yours. Semper Fi. God bless America.